Welcome to the most must-see WWE talk show in history. Welcome to Miz TV.
Hey, this is TVK here. Another episode for WWE Smackdown live commentary reaction. Thank you all for coming out. Got another good one for you guys today. We'll talk about what happened on SmackDown. And also have a bonus of why the world title is the new WWE title. Now, before we get into anything, let's talk about the SmackDown review. I will go over each thing that happened on SmackDown tonight as far as the segments, matches, most important parts that I want to cover on SmackDown. So let's get into it. We get the live show commentary reaction. Now, the first thing I want to go over, let's see, we do have the contract signing. Now, the contract signing we have is for the four-way match that we're going to have at the Royal Rumble. It's going to be Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles, and of course the champion, Roman Reigns, for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So it's going to be a good match, tell a great story, and everything else of that sort. But I believe that there'll be some match between these guys. I don't think it'll be a lackluster match. But anyway, with the four-way match contract signing, he kicked off the show with SmackDown. We first had it's pretty much LA Knight taking the reign of that, and he was talking directly towards AJ, saying that he had Roman beat, and he said he's the one that's going to pin him and remain champion. And he was looking at AJ saying, like, hey, I got the issue with it while you guys just got in front of the line. You mean AJ Styles and Randy Orton. Randy Orton got in the front of the line. He came back from 18 months. AJ Styles came back from 3 months. And LA Knight's been the whole time. And y'all said last week how he has not been taken out of the board. So it says here that it's going to be him, and AJ saying, you mean how you took over, laid over my body while I was out by the bloodline, and you just went and walked your way in here to get a championship match at the Crown Jewel against Roman. And LA Knight not like that. He said, I'm going to do it again. This time it's going to be bloodlines. Me take you out. It's really heating up between LA Knight and AJ Styles. Before I begin, also thank you all. I am also on Rumble. Rumble, check me out on there. Thank you all for Rumble from tuning in to the show. Meanwhile, let's get back to this segment. LA Knight and AJ Styles will have a feud somewhere down the line. It may be right after Royal Rumble. It may be a WrestleMania possibly match, or it could be somewhere down the line. But they're definitely going to have a feud. And LA Knight, after what he said to AJ, he walked off, and AJ attacked from behind, and they was attacking each other, and it was going back and forth. Nick Aldis asked for, officials to break these two up. LA Knight and AJ, they're definitely going to have a rivalry. These guys, it's animosity just built up, and they're definitely going to be going at it somewhere in the near future. I see it. I feel it. I see it now. It's definitely going to happen between those guys. So while that's happening, we see Randy Orton. He's there in the corner. He's just looking on between AJ and LA. So you gotta remember, he's a Viper. He is not someone you want to ignore. He definitely got eyes everywhere, for that matter. Definitely got his eyes everywhere. So it's something you want to take heed to. This is Randy Orton. You don't want to keep the eyes off him. If you do, not for too long, he can strike at any given moment. That's just how Randy Orton is. He will strike. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, he's looking on while those two get into it. He comes up and, he talks to Mr. Paul Heyman. And he puts Roman and Paul Heyman on notice of what's going on. He's telling them, like, hey, I'm going to take care of Solo Sikoa because it's Randy versus Solo tonight in the main event. And he said, I'm going to reintroduce myself to Roman Reigns, let him know for the most destructive 3 letters in sports entertainment, RKO. And he holds his tie, which I thought was funny how he was doing that. I thought it was hilarious how that was going on. So I got to give that to Randy. He was definitely warning Paul Heyman, warning Roman, everything that he's coming. And he has not forgot about what Roman and the Bloodline did to him by taking him out. He's not forgetting anything. I mean, look how he got his tie. It's so hilarious how he's doing that. So it's so hilarious how that's going on, but he's definitely got his eye on Roman, no doubt about it. So this is something good that we had 2 things going on at once. We had LA Knight versus AJ Styles in the back. Then we got Roman Reigns, Wiseman, Paul Heyman looking on with Randy Orton. So I think this is a good thing to kick off because in a 4-way match, we have to remember Roman Reigns does not have to be pinned to lose his undisputed WWE Universal Championship. He'd be pinned by, could be pinned by either 3 of the challengers, but Randy could pin LA, Randy could pin AJ, AJ could pin Randy or LA Knight could pin Randy or AJ. Roman does not have to be pinned to lose his match in the championship. So it just shows you here in the story with SmackDown, the focus shift on 2 different people in one situation, and then another one in another situation. That's usually how it goes. But this is a good way to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. Another thing I want to highlight too, we had a big comeback. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. We got Pete Dunne back. I'm so glad he came back. No more Butch. No more Butch. Pete Dunne is back. We saw teasers last week. They kind of shed away from the Brawling Brutes when Ridge Holland turned on Pete Dunne on the week of the SmackDown before Survivor Series. He just walked out on him. Ridge Holland went back to NXT. Same is still out with shoulder injury. Then it's Tyler Bate, his old running mate from NXT UK. He came, but he's on SmackDown officially, and he's running with Pete Dunne. And we kind of saw last week that I said too that when they said Tyler Bate after SmackDown last week was coming to SmackDown as part of a roster, I said, uh-oh. I said Pete Dunne's coming back. There'll be no more Butch. And I was right. No more Butch. No more that stupid hat he used to wear. He's back to being the bruiserweight that he is. Pete Dunne, the guy that was the former NXT UK champion, also NXT Tag Team champion, the guy that ran with Tyler Bate is running with him now on SmackDown. So they had a match against Pretty Deadly. They won that match, and it was a good way to bring Pete Dunne back. I think this character should have never left in the first place. I think he should have always been Pete Dunne when he came from NXT to the main roster about almost 2 years now, 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. I understand the whole Bush thing, but I understand who was running things back then. He's no longer running things right now, and I thought that was a dumb move by him to do that. Pete Dunne, people he got over with the fans. and they liked his style and of his whole persona, everything. P. Dunne was definitely it, and I'm glad that they chose to go back for him to revert back to the P. Dunne character and shed away the Butch and actually shed the whole Brawling Bruce altogether. Because I mean, let's be honest, at least from my opinion, I was not big on the whole Brawling Bruce thing. You know, it was whack. I mean, Sheamus. I mean, I got my mixed emotions about Sheamus, but Sheamus doing the Brawling Bruce with P. Dunne and Ridge Holland, it was no different from him doing the bar with Cesaro years ago as a tag team. It was really not that much different. Instead of 3 guys for the 2. So I'm glad that he reverted back to his character. I'm glad he's officially back. And this was a great move by Creative, Triple H, and the rest of the people involved in Creative for him to be P. Dunne again. Now, I don't know, is this something P. Dunne requested himself? I don't know if he pitches to Creative or they just say, you know what, let's run with it. I would not be surprised if P. Dunne had a hand in this, saying, hey, I'm not feeling this Butch character is whack. Can we go back to the P. Dunne character that I originally started with? They probably say, you know what's wrong. You know what, you're right, let's run with it. The Triple H did used to be over the NXT UK and NXT, you know, and Shawn Michaels, of course, too. But so he knows P. Dunne. He knows that works for him. So I'm glad he's back. They had a win against Pretty Deadly tonight. Good way to kick off the P. Dunne character back into motion with the WWE Universe. So the match was, we knew they was going to win, but it wasn't about the match. It was about the reintroduction of P. Dunne into the WWE Universe. And of course, not only reintroduction, but he's P. Dunne on the main roster now, not just NXT. So I'm glad he's back. That was a great way to help off SmackDown. Definitely good. Now, let's see what else happened that night on SmackDown. Another segment we had was Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. Kevin Owens said last week that he would invite Logan Paul to the KO show. You know, he don't like him. Kevin Owens been wearing that cast. You know, it's been him and Logan Paul. Logan Paul saying, you know, he told Kevin Owens, if you hit me with that cast of the match, I'll get lawsuit on you. And he will also have the match caught up at the Royal Rumble, which we know is not going to happen. Let's be honest. So, but during that, Kevin Owens said, we don't have to wait till Royal Rumble. I'll take off the cast now. And of course, Logan Paul, he sucker punches KO. So he sucker punched him. Kevin Owens got up. He said, come on. Logan Paul was surprised. They brawled outside the ring, and Logan Paul injures the open hand of Kevin Owens. He injured near the steel steps, grabs his championship, and he walks out in complete heel fashion. But I like the segment that they had. Logan Paul reminded KO why he became the superstar, and it reverted back to WrestleMania 37 3 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long, but he gave him a stunner. This was Logan Paul was a guest, and then he became a WWE superstar. You know, I think over a year ago, and Logan Paul said, "Well, thank you, Kevin. You made me tell you attack me, and you know, gave me a stunner." And Kevin Owens even gave Logan Paul his props, saying, "Hey, you know, even though you're not," he reminded him, I like what Kevin Owens said, "You're not one of us, meaning he named off Sami Zayn himself, Rey Mysterio, and Seth Rollins. You know, even though you're doing good in your WWE wrestling career, you're not one of the boys." That's what Kevin Owens basically saying. You're not original. He said he don't like how Logan Paul everything handed to him, you know, on a silver platter, so to speak. Now he became the United States champion. So he gave Logan his props. You know, you came from bottom and now you're getting better. And as you know, I know Logan Paul is one of the highest paid WWE stars. He makes $5 million a year. So he's on a big contract. He's actually one of the top 5 stars next to Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. He's up there with those guys, believe it or not. He's on a big contract for a rookie wrestler compared to the Kevin Owens and Sammy and the rest of those guys. But Logan Paul is a marketable name. He's a box office name. And Logan Paul said himself, he's a maverick. He has a clothing line, that's the prime line. He's an entrepreneur. He's everything. So not much you can take from him. That's just what he does. He does it all. You know, he got the podcast impulsive. He has everything. I mean, that's not. I mean, you can't deny what he's done. And he's a part-time WWE superstar and happens to be United States champion. But this was a good story between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. Great story between these guys. I know they're gonna do their thing at the Royal Rumble for the United States Championship, as Kevin Owens has won the United States tournament for another contendership title, and he defeated Santos Escobar in the finals of that tournament to get a shot at Logan Paul. Now, with Kevin Owens win, I can see Kevin Owens win because we already got one part-time champion on SmackDown, and we know who it is, Mr. Tribal Chief himself. I don't think WWE wants two part-time champions on SmackDown. Triple H is all about, he's all about full-time champions. So I think, Logan Paul got the buzz. He got the title, but I don't think that's what Triple H ultimately wants. So I would say that Logan Paul may lose that title. If he don't, he may cheat. If Logan Paul does not lose his belt at the Royal Rumble, he's for sure going to lose at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I see Kevin Owens defeated him at some point. Not Royal Rumble. I see him defeat him because Logan Paul, even though United States champion, when do you defend the belt? You never defend your championship. You just do it for show. Going to sleep with it at night. He never defends that belt. So it'd be better. It'd be more fitting to have Kevin Owens defeat him so he can win the belt back on SmackDown and be a full-time champion. That's all I'm saying regarding that. Now we had another segment going on. We had backstage, Roman Reigns was not happy with the bloodline. He was telling Jimmy, what happened. You guys did take care of business last week. It's meaning that Solo got powerbombed from the announce table by LA Knight, Randy, and AJ. And, the guys were still standing, you guys weren't. And Solo stood in front of Jimmy saying, hey, I'm going to take care of Randy Orton tonight. I'll take accountability. He said, you named me the tribal, whatever he called it. I forgot. Pretty much a title after tribal chief. Not Jimmy Uso when he announced that a few weeks ago. So I'm going to handle business. I did mess up, but I'm going to handle Randy Orton tonight in the main event. We're going to take care of that. So I know Roman respected Solo stepping up. And that's crazy. Solo stepping up for his brother, even though Jimmy's a jerk. But I like this segment here. Roman's backstage, and he is definitely going to do that. Another thing I wanted to mention before we get into more, while we was in the contract sign, which I skipped, you know that Paul Heyman tried to be slipping Nick Aldis. And, he said, too, that, which I forgot to mention, that Roman don't agree to the four-way match at Royal Rumble, and they declined to sign the contract. And Nick Aldis said, you know what, that's cool, Paul. I ain't got no problem with that. Real slick and smooth with it. He said, it's gonna be a triple threat instead for the vacated Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Paul turned around, and then that's when they knew they cannot get over Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is not going for any Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman nonsense. He is not like Adam Pearce. He stated that before. He said he don't have no feelings. He's an executive. He's not any tricks or any smooth, slick stuff that Paul Heyman and Roman may try on Nick Aldis. It will not work. So this ain't the days of back where GM could get manipulated by the world champion. We've seen that happen too many times. We've seen Roman Reigns do that with Paul Pierce. I'm sorry, not Paul Pierce. That's a basketball player. Adam Pierce. I'm sorry, Adam Pierce. He tried it with Adam Pierce. And you know, Triple H back in the day tried it with Eric Bischoff on Monday Night Raw when he was the World Heavyweight Champion. Nick Aldis is not going for it, and I think it's a fresh character, fresh state for SmackDown to have a GM that has no nonsense taken from anybody, especially the Undisputed Champion. And also, I'm going to call this right here, right now. I will not be surprised because we have to remember Nick Aldis is a wrestler. He is. He's in the manager role. He is a wrestler still, and he's young. He's around Roman's age. Do not be surprised if we eventually get it. They're teasing it now. Don't be surprised if we get a Nick Aldis versus Roman Reigns in the near future. I could see that happening. Nick Aldis may say, I'm going to come out of my management suit, similar to what Triple H used to do when he was the COO storyline, and he going to suit up in his gear and roast Roman Reigns, maybe even for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship in the near future. Don't be surprised if we see that happening with Nick Aldis and Roman Reigns. They may have a feud because you can tell the tension that Nick Aldis and Roman Reigns are not too fond of each other. Nick Aldis knows that Roman Reigns is a slickster, manipulative person try to get over, and Roman Reigns know that I don't like Nick Aldis because he ain't he ain't Adam Pierce. He ain't Pierce. I can't get over on him. There's nothing I could do. He's not meeting my demands. I'm the tribal chief. So you add that tension between Nick Aldis and Roman Reigns. Like I said, he used to get over on Adam Pierce, but not Nick. And it could be a feud in the near future. I could see Nick Aldis and Roman Reigns in the near future. I don't know exactly when. Nick Aldis is not a fully retired wrestler. He is in real life. He is in a producer role, a storyline. He's SmackDown GM, but he gets to wrestle. For those who don't know, Nick Aldis used to wrestle in TNA as Magnus, and he was even the TNA World Heavyweight Champion 10 years ago in the dying times of Impact Wrestling that we reverted back to TNA when they first went to Impact name. So let's not forget that we can get a Nick Aldis versus Roman Reigns in the near future. I would not be surprised if that happens. It can happen at any given time because Roman, let's face it, don't have many more opponents. Roman's faced everybody. Now he's going to face these three guys in a four-way match, and he can eventually have a one-on-one against all three. Well, at least Randy and AJ, because he already faced LA Knight. Who else there to face Roman? Who other than a SmackDown GM who happens to been a professional wrestler as well and has been a world champion, not just the TNA, but also the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. As Nick Aldis, not Magnus, that he could be the guy. So let's not forget about that. So it can happen in the near future. Nick Aldis versus Roman Reigns. I can definitely see that happening. But meanwhile, like I said, I forgot about this segment. I will say another segment that happened on tonight on SmackDown before we get to the main event. Like I said, there's no big things. It's something else that seemed like it's going to be teased. It was a little match. It wasn't nothing crazy. We had the Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They defended tag team championships. They beat Elizabeth Dawn and Albert Fry, the Unholy Union, whatever they call themselves, the fake brood, female brood version. Now we see that Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, hand them their belts, they snatch it. Could the Kabuki Warriors be tag team champs again in their future? Is this a future feud that we're going to see between the Kabuki Warriors versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter? And the reason I say it because Bayley has stated that she wants every member of Damage Control to hold a championship. We have Io Sky with the WWE Women's Champion. Bayley has her set sights on winning the Women's Royal Rumble from Saturday and challenge Rhea Ripley for her title and beating her for it. And then you have Kairi Sane and Asuka here being a tag team champs again. So is this foreshadowing the future of Kabuki Warriors becoming tag team champions again by defeating these two? Of course, not clean, with help from Bailey, maybe some cheating, or maybe not no cheating, but it does show it could happen in a near future between these two teams. It could happen. So I just want to highlight that. Now, I don't care about the match itself. It was pretty much a doozer. But I'm talking about after the match, as you see here in this screenshot here of a future feud and match between these two teams for the women tag team championships. And I can see Kabuki Warriors defeating them because they're a great team together. Kyrie and Asuka for the team. I'm not taking up from Kaden and Katana, but like I said, Bailey has to win all the belts. They may not win, but I can see them winning. So that's one thing I did want to mention. Now, we saw the tension between LA Knight and AJ Styles earlier. We saw this earlier. We saw this at the beginning of the show. It led to a match. And this is the match. This is right before the main event of Solo versus Randy Orton. Now, this is during the match, but was it really a match? AJ Styles and LA Knight kind of. And the reason I say kind of because we had a little interference. And we had it from Solo. He comes out of nowhere doing while the two LA and AJ's outside. He comes give a Samoan spike to LA Knight, and it caused a disqualification. So there's no winner. It's a DQ, not by a pinfall, a submission by a DQ. So we see this first. We see Jimmy Uso show up. Then we have Solo, who did say earlier from here that he would take care of things, period, Randy and other stuff. Now we have him here seeing the beginning of this match, and it comes to here. So he hits LA Knight with Samoan spike. But that's not it. When disqualification happens, he also gets one of AJ Styles, and he takes them out. But after he takes LA Knight and AJ Styles out, he does, however, starts his whole thing with Randy Orton. And him and Randy Orton, they have their thing going on. You know, he's saying that he wants to match with Randy Orton, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he wants to have, face off against him. And that's what he wants. But, it's crazy because they had the match, but he had to make a statement and let Roman know that, hey, I messed up last week. I'm going to take care of business, and I want to make sure that leading to the four-way match that they're going to do something about it. He's going to handle business. That's what he wanted to do, and he wants to set things up. That was his whole agenda. That's what he wanted, so that's fine. But like I said, Solo Sikoa, he had to make sure that he took AJ out and make sure he took LA Knight out because he's trying to send a message, not just to Roman let him know I can take care of things, but also I got to prove myself heading up to the match that I do have against Randy Orton. That's what he was doing. So that's what he wanted to do, and that's how he handled it. So it's good. Solo, he's definitely making sure that he is dominant as he can be, and they're making Solo look good. So I have to give that to WWE. Great booker with Solo, great things that they're doing with him, and it's making him look good. He's looking like a superstar, or at least superstar in the making, I should say. That's what he's doing, and it's a great job. That's what they need. Solo is good. I mean, he's been over ever since he got the win over John Cena at Crown Jewel. That's what we need from him, and that's what we got. So definitely something we needed. And I like how they're like I said, Solo's being taken seriously. So it's crazy. I like what's going on here. And like I said, SmackDown, they've been so pure and so good. So it's good. Like I said, it's good. But like I said, it's all about storytelling, and it's all about, you know, making your mark. But like I said, AJ here was out. There's nothing he could do. He could not handle no more Solo, and LA was taken out. So it was just a big thing after another. One thing after another, these guys were taken out by each other. But like I said, after that, we did have Solo call out Randy Orton. And then he called out Randy Orton, and they had their match. He said, hey, you know, Randy Orton, I want you right now. I want to face you in the match. We're going to get it on, basically. And that's it. We're going to have something going on. And it's going to be me and Eunice match. And that's what happened. He came out. They had their match. And that was pretty much it. And that's what happened between them. And like I said, we know it's not a long match because we just had the LA Knight and AJ Styles match that was interrupted. And everything else been uninterrupted by these guys. But like I said, they had the match. And when we had the match, it was Solo versus Orton. They had a match here. But of course, we had interference again from Jimmy Uso. He came out, did what he do best, which is always interfering. And also we had Randy Orton. He seemed like he was distracted, but at the same given moment, Randy was still on point. He still was able to handle Solo. And not only he was able to handle Solo, he got the win. Solo loses to Orton. And here with the RKO out of nowhere from behind, told you cannot leave Randy Orton behind. He will catch you when you least expect it. You think he's not looking, but he's looking. I mean, he's Randy Orton after all. And that's it, you know. It was 1, 2, 3. You defeated him. And that was, you know, that's how it went down. So, with that being said, we had Solo lose. But, you know, it's expected. It's Randy Orton. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But like I said, I want the end of that, you know. We had some more stuff going on that night. We had little interference. We got Randy Orton. I know he attacked LA Knight. He attacked AJ Styles. He had both of them with RKOs. I know he did that. But at the same time, before all that happened, we did have, you know, Randy come out, and then we had a little surprise come out. And the surprise was Mr. Tribal Chief Roman Reigns come out, and he attacks Randy Orton. So he attacks Randy Orton, and he hits with a Superman punch. And then he's thinking that, man, he's going to get over, but he did get him. He did get Randy Orton, got him a good Superman punch. And he got him down, but you know, like I said, Randy Orton, you cannot count him out. You cannot count this dude out. That's what makes Randy Orton so lethal. That's why he's called the Viper, the Apex Predator, for a reason. You cannot count him out. I don't care what the circumstances are. You cannot count this dude out at all. So when he did underestimate Orton, which he shouldn't have done. You know, Randy, before that happened, Roman decided to finally sign a contract of the 4-way match at the Royal Rumble. That's what he wanted to do, and that's what he got. And that was after giving Randy Orton a Superman punch. He got that. But, you know, as soon as he signed that contract, next thing I know, he does that, he's ready to hit Randy Orton with a spear. And that's when I know when that does, he seems like it's about to happen. Orton strikes back with RKO to Roman. And then, like I said, Roman attacked LA and AJ with all RKOs. And that was pretty much a good show. I mean, it was a good, they demonstrated what Randy was doing. It was a very good end to SmackDown. No, I don't think Roman's going to be on next week. He should. I think he should be on SmackDown. It is the closing, the last SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. At least it's the best way to keep him on there. Whether he's part-time or not, keep him on there. That's the best way to do that. But Randy Orton stood tall. He got everybody. He, like I said, Randy Orton was watching himself, and he made sure that he kept his eyes on everyone. He did. You cannot watch. You got to watch out for Randy Orton. Called a man a viper for a reason. Always been a viper. But like I said, he got Roman Reigns. He got what he wanted. He took care of Solo in the match. He got what he wanted, and he signed that contract. He got Randy Orton got what he wanted for the evening. So we have an official four-way match for the Royal Rumble. We have all 40 guys that's going to be in this match. It's going to be LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. All guys have signed a contract. It's official. We're going to have that match at the Royal Rumble, which I can't wait to see. It's going to be a great match. But other than that, show was solid. I would give the show, for the most part, it was a great show leading up to the Royal Rumble 1 week from Saturday. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. My final rating for SmackDown, 5 out of 5. Great storytelling with the four-way match coming up. 4 men. They are definitely tips between all 4 men. Every man for himself for the championship match. You know, we got the Pete Dunne back. We got Kabuki Warriors eyeing the tag team titles. We also have the Street Profits versus Final Testament. That's another thing that happened tonight. So we have that going on. They're gonna tease that feud. And it was just, and of course the AJ LA Knight feud. It's gonna be a feud with those two. Then of course Solo and Randy, and then the contract signing, Roman attacking Randy. So we're eventually gonna see the Roman. I think the way it's gonna be, we'll have a Randy versus Roman 1-on-1, AJ versus LA Knight 1-on-1. And one of these 3 guys outside of Roman is gonna go to Raw. I can't see all these 3 guys being on SmackDown. I said last week, and I'll say it again. I said it earlier this week too. But that's the way you got it. This is end of the part 1 of the stream. WWE Smackdown live show commentary reaction. You guys let me know what you think of SmackDown tonight before I move on and give you guys the bonus one of why the world title is the new WWE title. Like I said, this is SmackDown 119. Great show. With that being said, let's switch gears. What's going on? Let's see what's going on. We're going to move on to the world title. The world title, let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Now, we're going to talk about the world title, and I will discuss that now. What's going on? Let's see. I want to explain why this world title is the title. The WWE World Title is the new WWE Championship. So let's talk about it. I want to talk about the whole scenario with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and also talk about the Universal Championship. All the belts, pretty much the main belts on the main roster. So let's discuss it. I believe that the the World Heavyweight Championship, we know it's going to be, it's been established. It's been established since last year. It's been almost a year old. The World Heavyweight Championship has been out since 2023. So we have the World Heavyweight Championship established in 2023. So with that being said, they're positioning this belt to be the main title. That's why it's on Monday Night Raw. That's why they have Seth Rollins defending the belt almost every single week. That's what's going on here. Now, then before we talk about it, we'll talk about the Universal Championship. That's been established in 2016. And that is the belt that Roman held. It's the Universal title merged with the WWE title. So it's two belts in one, but they're merged. But despite them being merged, it is the new secondary title. Back in the day, we had the World Heavyweight Championship secondary to the WWE title. Now the World Heavyweight Championship 2023 edition is the main title, and the Universal title is the second title. So you got to understand what's going on here with that. The reason why Roman has held the World Championship is because they're trying to merge. They have merged the WWE title and the Universal title. They're doing that because they want to start a brand new legacy. You gotta understand what's going on here. We have we just had WWE purchased by Endeavor this past year, and I think it became official in September. But Roman's holding both belts. They merged into one. The Universal title is a new main title for SmackDown, and it's new secondary title. You held both belts because I believe they're trying to erase the lineage, the whole WWE title. They want to steer away from that name, either Undisputed or Universal. And they want to create a new thing. Like I said, the whole lineage will not be. We know about the lineage of the WWE title. Who the hell the belt? We know that, but they want to continue that path through the world title, not the Universal title. The Universal title needs its own lane, and makes them clear the big gold belt is not part of the current World Heavyweight Championship. The big gold belt is something that Triple H held back in early 2000s, 2002, and that was just to pay homage to the big gold belt that was put in 1905. And the belt that was in NWA, that was held by Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Luther, and many other legendary wrestlers. But this is a brand new thing, a whole new avenue of championships. That's what this is. Because the fact of the matter is, even though Roman is Tribal Chief, he held to the belt for 100 plus days, Seth Rollins has the new main championship because Raw is the flagship show. SmackDown is still considered the B show. Even though SmackDown's been doing great in ratings and doing great on their show, even when Roman's not there, it's still a great show. But he has the new main championship, meaning the WWE World title. So I think the reason that the World title was created to WWE, it wasn't just because Roman was not defending both belts. You can say that, it can't be argued that the WWE title, and the Universal title became the Undisputed title, and that left Raw with no championship. Raw had no title for a month. Before Seth Rollins and his new world title came to the picture, it was just the United States Championship that was the main title of the Raw brand. And I know fans, everybody was upset with it, and I know Triple H was upset with it. But Triple H was not a fan of the Universal Championship. He even went as far as saying that he would like to have the championship removed. He don't even want that title around anymore. So we have to remember that too. But with that being said, since Raw, the main show, had no championship, we have to figure into play not just Roman having both and being part-time. We have to figure that the networks, which is USA Network for Monday Night Raw, they want to have a championship from that brand. Who was the champion going to fight? Who was the champion going to be? And they had to create that world title that they have now, as you see there. That title had to be created, and it's something for the fans to see every week on Monday Night Raw. Even if it's not defended, at least it's shown on television. You see the champion show up. They want a champion to show up every week, unlike Roman don't show up on SmackDown. Now SmackDown's Fox as of now, USA Network, Raw. So they had to create the world title, and they needed to create a new legacy, a new lineage. Now, the thing about it is, another reason, not only was the world title created, but Roman, he needed to hold the world championship, and he had to create a new legacy. He had to create that. Now, the thing about it is, like I said, it is a secondary title. The thing about it is, despite all of that, the Universal title, before Roman held it this time his reign right now, this title was a cursed championship, and it was not a respected championship. It just wasn't. It was ruined from the beginning. I mean, let's look at the history of the people that held the Universal title before Roman, current reign right now, and look what it's done. It was a red belt at first. Finn Balor's first champion, he got hurt and vacated it. Kevin Owens didn't have his best round. Goldberg didn't do nothing with the belt. Brock Lesnar barely defended worse than Roman. Then Roman had leukemia. And then Seth Rollins, his lackluster runs with the belt. And Bray Wyatt turned it to blue. He got buried by Goldberg. Braun Strowman, we're not going to go there. But like I said, the whole history of the Universal title, it was ruined from the beginning. It had no prestige, and the fans was giving that title such a hard time for the first several years. When that title first debuted on Raw, even at the SummerSlam in an inaugural match with Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the Universal title, they was booed. They was booing that title in Brooklyn. And even Seth Rollins said, Brooklyn, you guys let me down tonight by booing this championship. They didn't like that big red shiny belt, to represent the Raw brand. The belt was not respected at all whatsoever. It was not respected. It just wasn't. It was not a respected championship. They did not like the belt. There's nothing happened with it at all. It's just a belt people was not feeling. So, and I think that's hence why Triple H probably wanted to get rid of that championship, because he knew it had no value. It had no meaning. I mean, before Roman got this belt currently, it was nobody wanted to hold that belt. It didn't do anything. If you notice, none of the legendary superstars even held that belt besides Goldberg. I never saw Randy Orton near the belt. I never saw AJ Styles near the belt. Triple H before he retired didn't have it. Cena didn't have it. Nobody wants to go near that belt. It has such a bad reputation. And I think when the bad reputation was like that, they had to make a change with that championship. It had to go on the right person at the right time. And I believe that that's what happened. They just could not bear to witness any more of the bad name that this title had, because, I mean, look at the history of the belt. Let's just face it, the Universal Championship was cursed. It was cursed. I mean, there was no kind of respect to this name or this title. It was a peon for years. I mean, I never saw a world title in WWE get so lack of respect. I mean, we had WWE title, World Heavyweight title, everything, even WCW title to get this much disrespect before it became the World Heavyweight Championship. It's just sad. I mean, there was no respect to this belt. It was sad. It was shameful. It was a shame title. No one respected this championship for years and years and years and years. It just, like I said, they finally had to make a change, and I think it was a good call because there was nothing anyone was doing with this belt. Now I'm not putting the whole blame on them. I'm also blaming booking. Meaning, like I said, I know Vince did the booking, but it was just booked horrible, especially at the time when Kevin Owens lost to Goldberg. It's so quick. And then also when Bray Wyatt, when he was Universal Champion, how he lost to Goldberg at Super Showdown. That pretty much tore up Bray Wyatt's career. I wish he had a proper run with the belt, but he didn't. So this title was cursed. I mean, there was no other way around it. I'm glad that it's not like that anymore, because we know they need a good champion to represent this belt. Someone had to step up to the plate. We didn't know who it could be at the time. We had an idea who it could be, but someone had to step up the championship. There was no other way around it. Someone had to step to the plate and make sure that this belt was defended properly. They had to make sure someone would put their mark on this championship. Make sure that it was the right call. That's what we wanted. That's what the fans wanted, because the fans was pretty much done with this title at one point. But I will say, after all of that, the Universal title is the most prestigious now because it's been out longer. Let's face the world title's new, and it's the most prestigious right now. It is. And it's because of this one man, Roman Reigns. He put prestige on his belt, and it's some respect added to the name of his belt. Whether you like Roman or not, part-time, never defended, never there, don't matter. He put the respect on his belt. He put prestige on it. I mean, he had great feuds against Kevin Owens. He had good feud against, Bryan Danielson, who was known as Daniel Bryan. He had a good match with Edge at the Money in the Bank PLE a few years ago. And he later on had a return of John Cena, who he had a great match, great feud against. And then let's not also forget, when he merged both belts, he beat Brock Lesnar, who was the champion, last WWE champion for Roman. Roman merged both belts at WrestleMania 38, and they had a great match at SummerSlam of last year. The year before last, in 2022. So this belt's more prestigious. The world title is too new. It's too new. It does not have prestige yet. Could it be? Yes, it could be, but it's not. The belt don't have prestige yet. The world title's only been out for less than a year. And I don't want to hear this, that Seth defend the belt more than Roman. It don't matter. Still not a prestigious belt. It's too new. It's too new in the game. Just like the Universal title was new 8 years ago. Nobody respect that belt for years until Roman got it this time around as the tribal chief, and he made people respect the belt again. But it's still a secondary title because they want, like I said, they want the WWE title, to be ran through the lineage of the old WWE title. They want that title to be the world title. That's what they want. They want that title to be through that belt. There's no other way around it. They want that. That's the belt they want. And they very much want to erase the lineage of WWE Championship. They want to run everything through this belt. They want to, not so much, they can't erase the record books, but they want people to, when I mean erase, I mean they want people to forget about people holding that particular design of the belt. When they think of WWE Championship, they're going to somehow want to trace back to this belt. Of the people of Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Triple H, John Cena, Randy Orton, so on and so forth. They want to run things through this belt because I believe when Roman does, whenever he loses his championship, they're going to keep the Universal belt. I think they're going to retire the WWE Championship. Because think about it, Roman Reigns is already holding, he was holding two belts for the longest. He was. Now he just, he has one belt now. You know, and we saw that late last year. We saw that when he had on two for the longest, and now he's just holding on to one current. He's holding on to the one belt. There's no way around that. But they want to erase the lineage of his championship. It's like they don't want you to know about the WWE title, regular Wing Eagle title, or the big logo belt, as they call it now. They want to run it through this title. This title, that's why they have so much importance of having it on Raw. And of course, the importance of Seth Rollins, the current champion, to defend the belt so much. That's what they wanted. You know, they wanted that belt because he has the new main championship. Like I said before, that's what it is. Seth Rollins is the current World Heavyweight Champion as well now, and because he is the current World Heavyweight Champion, you know, there's no other way around that. He is the champ. That's what he does. He's the champion. He holds the belt. It's his. He is the champ. No other way around it. He's the champion, and he defend the belt. And he always said that he will be a fighting champion. And he said that for a reason, because that's the belt they are positioning with. They want their belt to be positioned for a step to defend. He holds the belt. He said last year alone he defended the belt 45 times in 2023. So he had it that many times, and of course this year I think he defends the belt a little bit too much, but he still defends it because they want to put this as the workhorse main title for WWE as far as the World Championship goes. So I believe that the world title, the main title for WWE, will be the think about it. They call it the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. They call it that for a reason. Brulian's Gilbert, salute to you. But yeah, they call it the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And the reason they put the WWE name in front of the World Heavyweight Champion, when they had this old design, they used to call it the World Heavyweight Champion. Now it's called the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They want the fans, us to know that this is the main belt that they have it on Raw. On a flagship show, we all know any belt that's on a flagship show, Monday Night Raw, that's going to be the main title of the company. We started for years with the original World Heavyweight Championship, then later the WWE title. Now today it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and they had the Universal title on Raw at one point, but you know that's what they want. They want this title to be the main title. Like I said, the Universal title got its prestige now. I believe so. He got prestige now. Now he has the new main championship, but guess what? Roman has the most prestigious belt. He has the most prestigious belt, like I said before. He has the most prestigious title because he's held to that belt for 1,200 plus days. He has defended this belt in main events of SummerSlam, WrestleMania. He's closed out the show with this championship. Seth has not done that. So the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it is the main title, but it has nowhere near the prestige left. And of course, with the whole injury with Seth Rollins, it definitely starting off on a bad note. But say what you want about Roman Reigns, say he don't defend the belt enough, say he's part-time, say that you're tired of him holding on to the belt. He's putting prestige on the belt. He's not just breaking Hulk Hogan's record. He's putting prestigious on it. That's why he's breaking the record. Not just to break the record, but create a whole new history of a long title reign of a championship, even though it's a secondary championship. But also, they want to put a lot of prestige behind this championship. They want prestige in the Universal title. They want people to respect this title like it's a real world title. The Universal title did not get any respect for many, many, many years. Like I said, look at the history of it. I mean, again, let's look at the history of the man that held this belt and look what it's done. When it was the red belt, it was cursed for many, many years. It did not, no, people laughed at this belt. It was a laughing stock. It was a laughing stock for years. People laughed at this belt. And it's, like I said, the belt just now hit its 8th year. In 2020, 2024 is the eighth, is entering its 8th year being in the WWE. Seth and Bray, yeah, they killed. Yeah, you're right. They killed the Universal title. I agree. Good, Bray. Yeah, and I want to add that Goldberg did not help either. And then Goldberg did not help either. I got to add him to the mix. Besides Bray and Seth, I mentioned earlier, and Braun Strowman, he definitely did not with it. He only got that belt because he's a placeholder for Roman. But this belt is in its 8th year. Okay, it's been out since 2016. It debuted on Monday Night Raw, just like the World Heavyweight Championship debuted on Monday Night Raw. But see, it got so bad they had to take it off Raw and put on SmackDown, make a blue version like they have here in here. They have to make it blue because it wasn't good enough for Raw. It was just bad. I mean, Kevin Owens, I feel bad for him. He had a bad title reign. He did not get respect, and I think Kevin Owens went on record stating he did not like his run as Universal Champion back in 2016. He was the first one to have a long title reign because it was Finn Balor first. He had to vacate due to injury for Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. In the four-way match, it was Kevin Owens who won that belt. But he did not have a good reign with it. And Kevin Owens hasn't had a world title since then. I mean, look what it's done to people. I mean, you had to change colors, everything. But I am glad that Roman Reigns, has put respect back on the title. They need to break the curse on that title, or else the title had no real value. No, it didn't, but it has value now. Roman holding his belt, whether you like it or not, has done the best that he can to put respect back on his title. He's done the best he could. I mean, he's faced off and had great feuds with this belt. This is the belt that people was done for. You had Edge challenge for this belt. John Cena challenge for this belt. Have you guys realized? I know Edge was gone. He came back before he left to go to AEW, but John Cena, before Roman Reigns held his belt, did John Cena ever challenge for the Universal Championship before Roman Reigns held it in his current reign? No, because he was not respected. That's how I know it got some prestige on it. Salute to you, Mr. Approach Alpha Channel. Thanks for coming out. But John Cena did not challenge for this belt. He did not challenge for this belt until Roman held on to this belt. Now, Daniel Bryan did challenge it while Bray held the belt, but it didn't mean nothing like it did with Roman. And I believe if Randy Orton was not injured before they, merged the belts, Randy Orton would challenge this belt too. Remember, Randy Orton was out for a year and a half. But this belt definitely has the prestige now that it should have. It has the prestige. It's still the new secondary title, but it has prestige. Roman has done everything he can to make this a great championship. And that's why he's getting the title run that he deserves currently, and also breaking a record in September of 1,474 days that's held by Hulk Hogan. Now, people can say, oh, that's not the same title. Hulk Hogan held the WWE title. You guys got to understand that particular belt is merged with this belt. I know that they want to make the main title the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but that's why they put them belts together with Roman. It's going to trace back to saying if you do pull the WWE title, it's merged with this belt. But despite it being merged with Roman's belt, like I said earlier, they're going to want the main lineage of everything, not just days, but lineage. See, the days of the WWE title will trace back to Roman's belt. I think the lineage in history will go to the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's the belt that Seth Rollins holds right now. This is the new main championship. It's low key the WWE title. It's low key the WWE title. At least that's how I see it. It's the main title. You guys say spot on. You say you get it, Mr. Pro. Okay. I just want to make sure I explain it very clearly of the whole definition of this championship. There's been a lot of confusion lately. What title is what? Where title belongs. Now, like I said, the world title, yes, on Monday Night Raw. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship, yes, that's on SmackDown. But you got to understand the lineage will be traced back to Seth's belt. It will be traced back to this particular championship. That's the new WWE Championship. In a Universal title will be the secondary title. That's how it's going to be. I want to get back to the world title. World title is the new WWE title. I mean, look at the belt. Look at the design of the belt. It looks similar to the big gold belt, but it has the big W there. It's on Raw. I mean, Damian Priest, when Damian Priest, who's the current Money in the Bank contract holder, when he cashes in the contract to become the world champion, you think he's going to cash it on Roman, or does he want the main title that everybody that's being pushed, which is the WWE World Title? That's the title he wants. He does not want Roman's title. You know? Yes, even like the old title, yes. WWE, yes, they want everything. I like the good, like I said, I like the design of the belt, but this is going to be the main title. I mean, look at the first reign. The first reign of this new world title is currently in over 200 days. They didn't have that with the Universal title, even though it was injuries. Kevin Owens' reign as Universal title was only 188 days. Seth Rollins has surpassed that already. This is going to be the main championship that everybody wants. Roman is just holding on to the belt to break the record, and then it's going to put prestige on it. Now, who gets the belt after Roman, we don't know. But I do know this, like I said, this is the main title that is going to be in WWE. And I can tell you this belt's going to stay on Monday Night Raw for a long time. I don't even think about switching it to SmackDown. They're not going to move this belt to SmackDown. They're not. Yes, Triple H love that design, the big gold one. Yes. And Triple H was the one who, speaking of Triple H, since you brought that up, Mr. Buck, he was the one that pushed to get a world title on Raw. Because Vince McMahon, for what I heard, he just wanted Roman to keep both belts. And that was it. Raw had no world champion. None whatsoever. But we don't have to worry about that now. Raw has a main title. And there's still rumors stating that Raw may leave USA Network and go to another network. That could be Amazon. It could be NBC. We don't know. I know it's not Warner Brothers Media. That's not going down anymore. I heard that got nipped in the bud. But this is the title that's going to be the main title. Like I said, I'm glad that you guys in the live chat understand that this is the title that is going to be bestowed as a main title for WWE, not just Raw, but the whole WWE. It's going to be the #1 world title. I just don't really know the guy currently holding it, but he's only they had to do that to make him the first champion. And Goodbro, I think he said it right here. Triple H gave it to his guy Seth, which is I believe it's called nepotism. I think it's called nepotism, but because but that's what it is. But this is the main title. Vince did not want this belt. It was a Triple H call. That's why this belt is there. But I believe after Seth gets it, we'll see Damian Priest possibly with the belt, Finn Balor, Cody. I think this is the belt that Cody's going to go after for his story. It's not going to be for the Roman's belt. it's going to be for this belt because Cody's on the main show Monday Night Raw. Why would Cody say if he wanted to finish the story? Why would he want to go to that B show Smackdown and compete for the B championship? He's going to want the main title, which is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's the belt he wants. Why would he go get this? Is the belt that everybody's talking about. Look at it. It's shiny. It's gold. This is a gold belt. Think about it. Gold belt has respect on it. This is the belt that they want. It's gold. It's nice. It's shiny. Why would he go from that to go to a blue belt that's diamond shaped? It has a little gold on it. Why would he go for that belt? Why would he even go for that? That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? Why? Why would he even go for that kind of belt? That doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. That's not a good call. Why would he go for that kind of belt? That doesn't make any sense. Now we could say, oh, Roman Reigns don't hold that belt anymore. He holds on to a different design. You know, they got merged. You got Grace with a brand new belt. You mean this one? Yeah, it got a little gold in it, but it's a diamond shape. And that's the only thing I like about WWE. I don't like these diamond baseball shaped looking belts. I want a round belt. See how that's round? That's round. You know, that's people don't understand. From when I grew up, I don't know about, you know, you kids today, the young guys today. This is history. But when I grew up, it was no diamond shaped belt. We want round belts, circular belts. There was no diamond shaped belt like this one. That's a diamond shaped belt. It makes me think of a diamond plate, the square shape of baseball. That's the only thing I disagree with these new version of the WWE design belts. Make the belt round, not diamond shaped. Round is what we like. I don't like that. I do not like that. You know, Roman had 2 titles, they had no choice. Yeah, it is cartoonish. Why does his belt got to be diamond of a world title? I don't like that. We need round belts. I don't want this diamond shaped garbage. That's one thing WWE dropped the ball on. I want round championships. I do not want this diamond shaped garbage. It doesn't make sense. I mean, if I had to add on to why the Universal title had no history, you made the belt diamond. On top of it was red. I mean, let's look at the history of that. I mean, when I think of the history, think about it. See how that's round? That's how it's supposed to look. I want a round looking belt. I don't want no diamond shaped belt. Look, like remind me of baseball. Look at that. It's silly. That's why people don't respect these belts. Come on, there's no belt to be diamond shaped. It needs to be round. Like that old one. See, it was round, the old school one. We want round championships. That's how it should be. So that's another thing that while the world title is getting the respect that it's getting, because it's a round belt. There's nothing we could say about that could change that. That's how the belt should look. That's how it should look. So, like I said, the WWE World title is going to be the title that everybody is going to want. You're going to see in the next several years that this belt is going to be something respected. It's going to be something everybody wants, everybody's after. It's going to, if it's put on the right person, the world title will be the right title. You know? Now, that's the thing. It needs to be prestigious in the future. It needs to be prestigious. It needs to be. Because I think all that hard work put on Raw, we don't want a repeat of the Universal title. You know? That's the thing about that. My question is, world title can be prestigious, yes or no? Can this belt be prestigious in the long term? Can it be prestigious? Can it be prestigious? And I think it can be if you put it on the right people. And just do not put it on Seth freaking Rollins any freaking more. It has to be put on the right individual. This can be a prestigious belt. I think it can be. You guys let me know live chat. Can it be a prestigious belt in the long run? Yes or no? Could it just be no, not a prestigious belt? It's not going to ever have value, or can it be? I think it could be if it's put right. And you're going to say yes, it can be. I think this could be a prestigious belt long term, but it has to be booked right, and you have to have the right people on the belt. And we have a full roster of people on Monday Night Raw, or people that could get drafted to Raw for SmackDown or NXT that can make this belt very prestigious. Like I said, it's a brand new belt. It's coming on a year in May. It's going to take time to get prestige there, but please, 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 WWE, do not do this belt like you did the Universal title, because Lord knows I don't want to see a repeat of stuff like this. I don't want to see the belt being treated like this. People in slings, people who have bogus runs. I don't want to see that anymore. I want to see the world title that can have a proper run. I don't want a repeat of the Universal Championship. I want to see stuff that's going to be done right and correct. That's the only thing I have an issue with. I hope it could be ran right. That's the only thing I have an issue with. But I think it can be. What'd you say, good brother? You said Seth was doing what he could. He was just holding it too long. I agree. Like I said from the beginning, I'm not putting this all on Seth Rollins. It's booking. And booking booked this way too much. The best time that I think Seth should have lost the belt, Seth Rollins could have lost the belt, honestly, in the middle of his feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. If not, then definitely around the Finn Balor feud. He should not have held it past Payback. We could have had Damian cash in then. After the last man standing match, think about it. He had a last man standing match against Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. When he did that Falcon Arrow through the table outside near the stands by the by the fans, he could have stood up, got counted 10, held the belt in the air, like he did, praising that he, won a title. I think if he did that and then Damian Priest come in and cash in after Seth won the last man standing. Remember, last man standing, you're beat up, you're tired. It would have sold it well. It wouldn't even made Seth Rollins was weak. He still couldn't look strong as the champion. It was cashing after a last man standing match. Boom. The prestige continues on. It still holds the prestige. And Seth is good. He had his run, now it's time to go. Well, I think he held it, like Gilbert said, held it way too long. And the book, it just got stale. It was just, I call it stale booking. Like you got stale water, stale bread. No pun intended, Mr. Goodbread. But it was just stale booking. Stale booking. He could have lost to Drew. That's that rematch. That too. That's another scenario. He could have lost him at day one, beginning of this year. And David could have cashed in then. I don't get why he had to hold to the belt this long. He was already running out of rivalries and feud, a proper feud as is. Why did he hold to the belt? The latest was day one, but I think it should have been Payback after the Shinsuke Nakamura match. Last man standing match was a good match. My question in the chat: how many world champions, whether it's the world title, universal title, WWE title, who had a Money in the Bank cash on them after a last man standing match? Never heard that happen. That's a great scenario. That could have been sold well. It could have booked Damian like a savant. And it could have booked Seth of being a still well-defended champion, but he couldn't take no more. We seen defended after, Elimination Chamber match with John Cena. We seen defended after during a WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins. We never saw that last man standing match. That could have been gold. You know, they would have made Damian Priest look like, made him look like a giant if he would cash in after the last minute standing match at Payback. So I think that should have been a scenario, and I think it would have worked out just fine. Seth would not look weak if it was cashing his way. He still would look strong. The belt would still hold prestige, and Damian Priest could have continued on with the prestige of the belt. And he could have started his own run with the belt. He could have broke off from Judgment Day and do his own thing. Why it wasn't done like that? It's not my call. You know, but I think that could have been a great scenario. And with the rumors that Seth may have to relinquish the championship, and I stated this on my Toss of Ring Scandal channel, did a video on it earlier, that he's going to be forced to give up the belt, and that's because he held on way too long and he defended way too much. You guys have to remember that Seth not only defended on Raw almost every week, but also house shows that are not televised, or they call it now live events. Live events, house shows, same thing. You guys get the miss of that. Yeah. What does it say? QQ, can you get called for DQ after a cash in? Yeah, if you remember, at the 1,000th episode of Monday Night Raw back in 2012, John Cena, who was the current Money in the Bank contract holder, he challenged CM Punk, then WWE Champion, to a match on the 1,000th episode of Monday Night Raw for the WWE title. While John Cena had CM Punk in the STF, Big Show came out of nowhere. He attacked Cena. It was a DQ. Yes, you have a DQ. Matter of fact, John Cena only had a DQ. He was the first person in history, in the books, to have a failed cash-in while holding a money bank contract. So you can have a DQ. You know, you definitely have a DQ. And it was on it due to the interference of Big Show. I think you can. Like I said, Damian Priest, you also had a contract expire. When is Damian Priest going to cash in his contract? Speaking of which, when is going to happen? We are in January. You guys know that he won this contract back July 1st, 2023. He literally has 6 months left to cash the contract. Half his term of when that contract's already up. If he does not cash in that bad boy after WrestleMania, or at least WrestleMania Backlash, that contract gonna be expired. So he definitely needs to do something with that. You know, yeah, Seth was definitely overbooked, and I believe, like I said, that this is gonna be the main title moving forward for the whole WWE. But I like the round first, like I said before. Just do the booking right, because you already dropped the ball with with Seth being overbooked. Make this belt look. The belt looks good. It reminds me, it's reminiscent of the big old belt, like Mr. Pro said in the live chat earlier. And also, just make sure the booking is done correctly and the right people hold the belt and give them a proper title reign. Not always a long-born title reign like Seth Rollins or all these transitional reigns. Make it mean something. That's all I'm asking. Make it mean something. You know? But that's my opinion on that. And that's all I have regarding, the world title. What to do with the world? What does the world title mean? Why is the world title the WWE Championship title? Why is that title that? That's what it's about. This is a good, talk about the championship. I know it's been confusion. Let's good talk why the WWE World Title is the new WWE Championship. So this is a good talk. I thank you guys coming out. Great show. Thank you, Mr. Prince. I appreciate that, brother. I have to explain some things here. Thank you all for coming out on a Friday night. Snowing out here. You guys be safe. Soon to be able to pop up. One will be will history truly ever begin. The next one will be when the superstars' popularity continue to rise. Thank you all for YouTube and also on Rumble. Thank you. These are the videos for YouTube. That the two videos that will pop up. Until then, it is OUT.